Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, go and take it. You get one shot to make it out alive. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your bones, go and take it. This is your moment, now is your time. So prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through hell, rise, rise. They will remember you. Welcome to the climb up, reach for the summit. Visions brave, the one falls, steadily the end. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your blood, go and take it. This is your moment. Take to the skies, go. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through hell and rise, rise. They will remember you. It is you fight among the dead, beneath the dirt. What do you know yet? What do you want it? And when the giants call to ask you what you're worth, what do you know yet? We don't doubt you. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through hell and rise, rise. They will remember you. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Pick up your weapon and face it.
CB on the beat. Alright, homie with us on this shit. Oh, what want? Chill. Oh. Wow. Oh. Chill. Ooh. Only way to sign this skid it. Ooh. Hopping out the rave and skid it. Smashing on your bitches, skid it. Ooh. Running the chair with no limit. Chill. Popping on X, popping on X, popping on X. Chills. Got a new car, got a new bitch, and I got a new deal. Ooh. Only way to sign this skid it. Hopping out the rave and skid it. Smashing on your bitches, skid it. Running the chair with no limit. Popping on X, popping on X, popping on X pills. Got a new car, got a new bitch, and I got a new deal. Pull it to the crib like, what up, bitch? Got a penthouse set on my wrist, and my grandma sipping on Actavis. Got a lot of ice and I'm cold as shit. Any bitches love to talk a lot. Pull out the porch of the car garage, and I never had a job. I'm high as fuck.
And there we go. Welcome everybody. I hope you're all excited as me, because today here live on Connecting Esports we will be having a fantastic match coming up your way. It's going to be best of one, and it's going to be a tiebreaker game, but more about that in just a second, because first let me introduce you as always who I'm joined with, and today is going to be a lovely co-cast. It's going to be Dacia X. Welcome.
What up? Welcome. Glad to be back. Excited to see a new fancy tiebreaker game with teams I actually know this time. As you have already said, we are having TG Oathkeepers versus Evil Spirits.
Yes.
So
TG Oathkeepers, Evil Spirit, exactly. They're fighting for the last spot in the playoffs, and this is going to be the playoffs group. And if they make it, they have a chance at getting some juicy prize money. But of course, they have to win. Now that everybody has loaded into the lobby, they can actually also head into the virtual drafts.
Yeah. Speaking of draft, I want to thank Me Andy for 4 times resubbing. What?
Damn, son, Andy, the MVP here on the CE family. Big boy Andy.
I see.
Yes, I see too.
All right.
Yes, so let's have a look at what they have in mind for today's composition. It's going to be best of 1 TG Oathkeepers on the blue side, of course. And on the red side, we will be having the Evil Spirit lineup. Both teams looking very confident in winning this one today. But before we will head into that one, we of course wait for them. Start the virtual drafts. So I think you casted one of the games from TG Oathkeepers with me. Not 100% sure though, but we know a few people of these lineups, both of them looking rather strong, having some flex picks as well as flex rolls actually in the compositions. So let's have a look at what they have in mind for today. Okay, TG Oathkeepers as always, just taking their time.
Your browser encountered an error. Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah, Jason, like I mentioned before, this is going to be a doozy from me.
That's fine, man. All you need to do is give me those juicy drafting background informations because you are the brains of
Whenever
the operations.
I can.
Whenever you can, yes, of course. There's also a guy that has a level 300 and level 293 in this lobby. That's actually quite interesting. Oh, I also see some guy. Yes, I see that guy, 284. Yikes. Bad mic quality, at least for me. Wait, are you joking?
I mean, I'm expecting my mic quality to be lower due to... I'm just lagging. That's not much to say.
Yeah, you sound perfectly fine for me. Might be on my side.
For now. I will sound like a robot later, trust me.
Yes, I hope so.
Oh!
Okay, that being said, let's head right into the draft as they just started and the first ban already is set off the table.
Yeah.
Your voice is fine, but your friend's voice, theirs always sounds like this, bro. That's a compliment.
Okay, cool. So, pretty standard bans. I will be expecting a Shen target ban from Team Evil Spirits in this draft due to it being Threshhook's most successful top laner and also pretty strong champ for competitive. And they're following up with Xayah bans. Set Xayah. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Set and Xayah off the table. As well as the Lucien, that's an aggressive jungler taken off the table, so paying respect to Dwisux here of the EVS lineup.
He plays Lucien.
Yeah.
Ooh. He ain't no Gripex, but alright. And Team Evil Spirits respond with a Kled Zac ban. The Kled ban, I think it's a good ban, but it's like a really underrated ban. Like, people will like look at this ban, they'll be like, huh? But Kled is a champion that is on the rise at the moment, becoming a very dominant top laner. Can be flexed into the mid lane role, especially in comp matches where things can be moved around as long as the team talks about it. Team Goat... Wait, did I say Goat? Team Oathkeepers respond with Jarvan first pick.
Yeah, the Jarvan first pick. It's a very comfortable pick for TG Oathkeepers, and since the prioritization of Ornn is not the case in this game, it's just a really safe all-round. That can be followed up by Galio pick, for example, as support, which is also flexible, and the Jarvan himself is also flexible into the top lane, which is rather uncommon, but yeah. You see a Hypercarry being picked up here, though.
I do not like that Jarvan first pick, but other than that, everything else is pretty right. Jarvan is a safe champion. They do put it with the Kog'Maw, Lulu, bot lanes, the Stars, the Dreams. They see the Vayne and Taric being picked up, so they know that this bot lane will be freeload for them as long as they don't get cucked by jungle and mid.
Yes. So far we do see, however, that EVS is not scared at all. So they pick up an aggressive top laner.
Nope, the Renekton is a flex pick here, as is also in the mid lane.
Vivaloa, thank you so much for following. Welcome to the C family.
Now, what do you ban here?
I mean, all you want to do is take away those protective, and Orianna is one of these. She has the shielding mechanics as well as good teamfight potential, good scaling into the mid game.
So they are targeting the mid laners of Oathkeepers. They want to make sure to ban any bad matchups, not only for the Renekton, but also towards their team, due to what you said with the Orianna being a very good supportive as well as all-around champion to play.
Thank you for following, Madame from Letzebusch. There we go. With that being said, we have 2 more bans left of this banning phase, and this is going to be the last bans of this game. Remember, this is a best of 1 between TG Oathkeepers and Evil Spirit. This is going to be the tiebreaker for our players group, so very important game. They take off the Shen.
Yeah.
I think Andy and Key in the chat are both happy to see that.
I suppose they are. Like I said before at the very start, their Oathkeeper's top laner is known for playing Shen, so due to the comp that Oathkeepers are running with the Lulu Kog'Maw, it's a ban that makes a lot of sense here.
Yes, also taking away the Sejuani on the other hand is giving EVS a way to now go for the aggressive junglers, because there's only so much more left, and that's the Hecarim. There we go.
Oh, that's one evil spirit right there.
Okay, Mickey Mouse, calm down. TG Oathkeeper is now seeing the lineup that EVS is going to want. It's going to be an aggressive top side half, and the scaling bot side, and a really hardcore engage teamfighting composition with the Tarek to follow up. And yeah, see what they have in mind, because protecting the Kog'Maw will be hard already, as well as the chance of him being outscaled. Maokai, very protective, enables a lot of disengages.
Dirty champion.
Not quite sure what they... So, no matter what they do, they will be counted in the mid lane. Unless this is Java mid, which would be surprising for all of us. Or Lulu mid.
For most of you.
Most of it, yeah. And there we go. Syndra, one of the most common mid laners to pick up, as that one-shot potential as well as a good CC. Falls off if you don't hit your skill shots later on, but yeah, very good champion overall. Safe pick as well.
Yeah. Syndra's a very good answer here, as there's not really many champions that can really handle her pressure, as it's also a really good counter towards the Renekton. Renekton will not be able to do anything to a Syndra lane due to not only her wave clearing potential, but also her E that's just able to stun or push away anyone who wants to get on top of her.
Yes, I agree with that one. And well, last pick in mind here for Evil Spirit. This is going to be their last pick for this game, so they must make it worth it. I'd be looking for something to counter the mid lane here. Just either something that completely outplays Syndra, which is hard to do, but something where you have at least skill matchup and therefore can have the upper hand.
Now the question for Evil Spirits here is what they want to be looking for. Nocturne mid lane is open, and it's a fairly decent answer towards the Syndra mid lane. But they could also just be looking for something with wave clear instead. Something long range, something that gives Evil Spirit a chance to put any fights into their favors before it happens.
Yeah. They're thinking hard and long about this one because they want to be sure about what they want. And there we go. It's going to be the Wumble Hover. And it's also going to be the Wumble Lock-in. So we could be seeing actually the Renekton and Wumble switch around. We will be seeing where they go exactly as soon as we head into the champion selection. And into game, you can flex around all they want.
Unless Evil Spirits wants to like throw the mid lane away, that Renekton is definitely going top lane.
That's what I would hope too. But yeah. Stream is ready, so let's have a go into the champion selection and see for ourselves what they have in mind. Or which lane they will be putting the Renekton into Wumble. There we go. Yeah, I'm interested though how this banning phase went. If you consider the priority they gave to jungle champions as well as top lane champions. Basically 60% of all the champions banned are in the top lane or in the jungle. Only the Orianna and the Xayah not being part of that.
I mean, most of these bans do make sense apart from the Xayah ban, especially seeing that they picked the Kog'Maw Lulu lane into this. I have no idea why they chose to ban the Xayah here. I'm not sure if they're respecting the Xayah Rakan combo, which isn't even that strong in my opinion, or...
Well, we saw it pop off lately. Especially on stream, we had been seeing a few games where the Zyrakan actually had a really decent game no matter what, because it's just very strong in mobility as well as engage, and delivers you really safe AD carry that scales well into mid game.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a shit bot lane per se, but it's a bot lane that's very easy to counter or mess up, especially knowing that the Xayah Rakan bot lane pick would be their first option from Team Evil Spirits. Team Oathkeepers did have the first pick, so they do not need to worry about dealing with the Xayah or anything like that until after Evil Spirits' first pick, which would have to be the Xayah Rakan.
Yes. I'll be using this time where we have both teams logging in their respective picks. To point you towards our bottom half of the screen, you'll be seeing our social media down below in the panels. Make sure to follow us everywhere. We got, of course, Discords where you can join the community, as well as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to check out the latest news. And of course, our personal space with our partner Challenger Mode. So head over to www.challengermode.com/s/connecting esports to make sure to follow our upcoming tournaments and sign up for those. As well
You
as
don't have to be Challenger.
Yeah, you don't have to be Challenger. We do offer various
Go on.
amounts of, tournaments. But yeah, also with that being said, as always, boys, when we have one of these games, we have the betting system coming online. So I'll be opening the bets in just a second. So if you want to know how many points you have to bet, just do !! points in the chat. And then give us your prediction for this game.
Like so?
Exactly, DJX telling you how to do it. Then you can bet your life away. Anything between 10 and 10,000 is gonna be registered with us, and of course, the higher the odds are against you, the more points you get. So just bet your soul away. You can also do ! bets and then either blue or red side and then all. That will bet all of your points if you don't exceed the limit. It seems like they're sending the Rumble into the mid lane, which is going to be a hard matchup just based off range. But then again, Rumble is fine with just going defensive, but I think it's going to hurt him a bit because he's going to itemize into Zonias most likely. It's one of his building paths, the Zonias Liandry's, so yeah, building armor versus that AP mid lane is going to hurt.
Mm-hmm. Not the... Like you said, Rumble here, pretty bad pick to go, especially into a Jarvan and Syndra. The ganks to be set up onto this guy will be so easy to make due to him being a melee, immobile... What are the midgets called? Yordle. Yeah, Yordle.
Exactly. What are the midgets called? Midgetsism. There you go. But yeah.
So yeah, honestly, kind of troll pick here. I assume they're just picking it to look for those hard team fights. Rumble does have a very underestimated engage, so to speak, with him just throwing in the ultimate. The slow is pretty powerful, especially in combination with other items, so we'll just have to see how this Rumble pick works for them.
No, I will be seeing that as soon as the spectator lays come online. You have another, I believe, 5 to 6 minutes to finish your betting, and then we will be heading into the game. Of course, best of luck to both teams. That's going to be the deciding tiebreaker for the playoffs group. Don't forget that for the TG Diamonds League. TG Challenger is going to be coming up this weekend as well, so make sure to tune in. I think it's Friday and Saturday for the semi and the finals of that exciting tournament, where the prize pool is, I think, double this one. Not correctly shown the numbers, but yeah, this is going to be one of the most exciting games that you will be seeing here on the channel. With that being said, spectator rate is coming in, and we have some more time to chat about compositions and what they have in mind to win the game. So, Daisy X Dash, what do you think, my friend here? I believe they have the upper hand, TJ Oathkeepers, when it comes to overall composition, because they just have an earlier way of executing early to mid game. But I see the scaling potential in Evil Spirit, as well as the Renekton threat of going wild as soon as you get some help with Hecarim.
Also true. To be honest, I could not confidently tell you who will win this game. Despite Oathkeepers having the better draft here, having way more opportunities, especially with the mid jungle of how to snowball this game, There's also the team difference to account for as well. TG Oathkeepers is a team that tends to mess up whenever things are going good for them. So I'm really hesitant to just go out and say Oathkeepers got this in the bag.
Okay.
Due to Evil Spirits, despite the weird choices with the Rumble and the Vayne, and even the Hecarim, which is also kind of weird, but despite these champions being picked, you can still see the possibility of them, despite the odds, coming out on top here and winning before Oathkeepers have a chance to use their comp.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it all comes down to
So,
execution, as always, boys. It's
exactly.
you can't always just do your predictions as much as you want, but if one guy has a blind face check, we saw, I think it was before yesterday, he actually had a
Yeah.
team face checking as an AD carry all the time, so that happens.
These things
also.
happen too much. Exactly.
Yeah, it's just
So
normal.
due to those things, I won't say that Oathkeepers win this game.
Okay, well, if that is your bet, then I'm going to bet all of my 10,000 points on Evil Spirit, just for the sake of it, and I hope you stand correct. So let's do exclamation mark bets, and then it's the red side and 10k. There we go. If I lose it, I'll blame you, Des. As always, boys, we are multi-streaming on multiple platforms, so make sure to check it out if you are preferring to use Mixer, for example, Twitch or YouTube. We are also live streaming on these platforms, so we'll be maybe introducing Facebook Gaming soon, because that's apparently a thing. But yeah, with that being said, let's have a last look at these compositions, and then we'll be heading into the loading screen, as well as being able to see the summoner spells and wounds that they choose for this game. Interestingly enough, Oathkeepers chose the blue side, and we have an interesting ratio of blue side always having a favor, a favorite position, because statistically they are winning way more as long as they're being streamed. Blue side is winning way more. Daz, did you know that, for example? Daz just goes AFK on me. But yeah, let's have a look at this, because the bets are actually that close. Yeah, 42% to 57% in favor of blue. So a lot closer than you would think. There we go. We're having a look at the wounds and summoner spells. So Maokai went with the Grasp of the Undying, facing off against the Renekton, then with Conqueror and Hecarim, as well as on Jarvan, and in the mid lane we will be having double Electrocute, but secondary is going to be Precision for Syndra and Sorcery for Rumble. Kog'Maw with Lethal Tempo, Vayne with Press the Attack, of course. Yeah, that's actually the Tarek running the Guardian and the Lulu running the area. Okay, interestingly enough. And also the option of going Teleport on Syndra against the Rumble with the Ignites. And Hecarim having no Flash, but Ignite Smite. So very aggressive lineup here from the sides of Evil Spirit, looking to probably early on get some advantage.
So as I thought, the Rumble here is basically going all in with the early game cheese strat that's been going on with Rumble, where you take Electrocute and Ignite and just look for those really aggressive kills early into the game.
Yeah, I believe that Rumble and Hecarim, as well as the Renekton, have a chance of at least controlling the top side half of the map, because Syndra has the ranged advantage in lane, but she does not have the pressure of roaming fast enough, because she's really exposed as soon as her QE combo is down. That's the point where she's punishable, especially when you face off against the Hecarim and the Renekton that just have this ability of staying on top of you. But yeah, with that being said, let's load into the Rift and have a look at what these guys have in mind for the first seconds of the game. Maybe we'll be seeing some shenanigans, or just a normal 5-man standard lineup.
Let's see.
What does chat think, actually? Let's have a look at this. Chat is just betting their life away. These guys would definitely just bet everything they have. There we go. Brandon did it. I'm proud of you, my son. But yeah, of course, Andy, thank you so much once again for resubscribing 4 times in a row. Much appreciated.
Okay.
Well, it's lovely to see that we have multiple subscribers coming back.
We already said that though. Like, don't suckle his pickle too hard.
You just say that because you know that Andy's gonna love it. But yeah, with that being said, let's head over into the game. Both teams have loaded onto the rifts. And they're spawning right now. There we go.
Lulu immediately starts typing in all chat toasters. Couldn't agree more.
There we go. Okay, so it seems like a lot of pings coming down, but so far
Alright.
a standard 5v5 lineup. Everybody's just covering the entrances, nothing too exciting. No 5-man stack, no death push.
Really standard positioning. Tarek is coming in pretty late. It's not gonna matter.
He has the gayest of skins as well.
There are no other skins for Tarek.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you on that one.
Bro, these are two really chatty teams.
Are they? That's why I always turn off the chat. But yeah, you can tell us a bit of the insight that you have.
So from the information I have gathered, I am concluding that Lulu is a southern import player.
Damn. Okay, we're working with imports already just to win a tiebreak. I see how it is. But
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, we saw the ward being dropped here over at the blue side blue buff by the hacker, as well as him walking back and grabbing that trinkets, the red trinkets, so the sweeper, to make sure that he's going to have the ability of ganking or at least clearing some vision, hiding his position. And yeah, both junglers starting on the blue buff actually. And seeing as Hacker opted into the talisman, it's going to tell me that he's going to look for probably full clear. As well as Jarvan, of course, with the machete, is going to look to go for the single target buffs. Interestingly enough, he skipped the Grump.
This can be showing, again, like I mentioned at the start, how much he wants to impact the mid lane early on. He's going to be looking to grab those double buffs and be right there for the mid lane.
In the bot lane, however, we see an interesting stun coming out already. Gas Hill already on half HP. I mean, this is a ranged matchup for the Lulu, so she should be in an advantage. But the second she gets CC'd, she is very, very squishy. And this early on, with not all of her abilities online, she can get punished. But there they hit level 2, trying to go aggressive, or at least zone the enemy AD carry off the lane. And the XP. Also in the top lane, how's that matchup actually? That's a Grasp Maokai together with his passive. Is he going to be able to out-heal early on, or does he have to wait to get some items?
Well, Grasp Maokai early game is something you really only go when you're confident that you're able to get some trades in early on. So because his versus a Renekton, I believe he's taking the Grasp just for overall lane survival as the lane will go on. So we won't see anything going on in the early game for the Maokai with his Grasp, but once he starts hitting those higher levels, gets those couple of bases in, buys the Cinderhulk, yada yada yada, that's when we'll start to see the Grasp coming in.
Yeah, as pointed out, Hacker, of course, going for that full clear. He therefore has the top priority right now because Jarvan opted into the complete opposite side of the map. So most likely you'll be seeing the Scuttle Crabs being traded. And Jarvan not opting for a single gank so far, therefore he is behind in CS as well as in experience. Yeah, level 4 on Hacker coming out here.
Yeah. Like you said, very interesting choices being taken by each jungler. The Jarvan is acting as if ganks will be set up for him, but nothing is going on, which is wasting Jarvan's time, allowing Hecarim to clear his jungle beautifully, if I may add, with a perfect recall, getting ready to answer his bot-sided respawn camps.
Yeah. Also in the middle, we see Rumble a bit of aggressiveness. He's trying to at least poke the
Jarvan will be
Syndra.
doing the same towards the top side of the jungle, but you can already see the double camp difference
As well as
and the
respawns.
lanes.
Yeah, respawns this early on, of course, in the jungle are really, really high. Also, they're gonna try to buff junglers next patch, I believe. Or at
I
least-
believe this is the patch we're on already.
Is it
It's already
already?
happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not up to
Early
date.
game junglers have been hit, so if you do anything early on, you will receive home guard buffs, allowing your laners to return faster into the lane.
Interesting. Huge Brave crashing in the bot lane, as well as a gank attempt onto the top lane, but of course Eli just easily sidestepping that one, using his double dash then to get away, so nothing expended there, just some mana and cooldown. There we see Puppy already going for the aggressive trade, and this is why Rumble is feared, of course, in the top lane. In the meantime, since Jarvan showed on the top side, we will be having that Infernal going over to Evil Spirit, but early Drakes do not matter too much. Ooh, nice tower shot, actually.
Very nice trade from Thresh Hooks, the Maokai Boy Wonder. As you've mentioned with the Syndra and the Rumble, he chooses the Rumble for the early game. He survives Syndra's onslaught with her only getting a really small farm advantage, which is just going to allow Rumble to start being a nuisance towards her. He will pick up the kill here. Jarvan waited too long to do anything in the mid lane, and now they will pay with their lives.
A nice kill already coming through for the jungler and Rumble. Probably both of these guys very, very happy about this. The only guy that's missing a kill now is going to be the Renekton to complete the early game advantage. Then Lulu actually going aggressive. She does not have ultimate. I'm not quite sure what she's doing. She's gonna have to force her AD carries heal. She's gonna go down in the end there, even though she flashed and ignited. Yusuf is on very, very low HP as we swap back to the top lane where Trashhooks is out of mana, so not able to get that kill. Good flash away from the Hecarim gank on the bot lane, but we see a lot of collapses going down here in the bot side.
Wait, why is Syndra?
Syndra is roaming. She has not been spotted yet, so this is going to be...
Oh, they're going in. Oh,
they're going in. This is beautifully done, because Syndra is now here to pick up a kill. If she's gonna... Yeah, she's gonna ult the Yusuf, so that's gonna be Vayne dead already. Not really sure why she did that. She's gonna grab a double kill in the end there with the electrocute proccing, but could have gotten a triple kill if played correctly.
Evil Spirits are so on top of this game, and they just needlessly throw it away. They see that the Syndra is missing in the mid lane, but they apparently do not give a damn, and are just giving away their lives and gold to the Syndra, which now allows them to do whatever they want, take their jungle, take their blue. This is ours now. This is our land, and the game is back towards Oathkeeper.
Yeah, so besides that first blood gold going towards the Evil Spirit side, we have no advantage at all coming to, only a 200 gold difference overall. And in the mid lane, of course, Syndra, not only does she have the CS lead now, but also the gold lead because she picked up those 2 kills. And she's gonna feel rather safe now.
Yeah. She will have the power to combat this Rumble, but he did rush the Sork Pen boots, which is a very nasty build for any of those champs to do. This will give Syndra a lot of trouble and allow the Rumble to do some unexpected possible roams or 2-mana invades with the Hecarim.
Yes, the extra movement speed is nice, as well as the magic pen. Of course, his flame Tora is the main ability that he's going to be using to poke people down. As well as his ultimate obviously being a turnaround in most teamfights.
As we've already seen.
Yeah. So with the Infernal Drake being picked up early on, as well as the Ocean being next, that tells me that this Ocean Soul and Infernal Soul are out of the game, but also that the Soul that we're going to be having, as we have actually a bot lane gank coming too, but it's beautifully baited. Jarvan was here all along for the counter gank. He's going to tap over his Kog'Maw in the same Cataclysm as the enemy team, and with Lulu on 0 HP, she's going to be the last person surviving, and that was actually a misplay by the jungler of TG Oathkeepers.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
We see already Vayne now with the build quarters. Oh, and that's the tag ultimate coming down. This is a dead Lulu, not respecting that this cooldown was still available. Therefore, losing her life as well. And that's gonna turn things around back into the favor of Evil Spirit. There we see the Grasp of the Undying that you mentioned earlier. Trashhooks having a bit of a trade-off with Elix. Healing nicely the damage that's being done to him.
That grasp hurts.
Yeah, but then again we see Renekton actually already opting into that Blade of the Ruined King.
Yep.
Probably to just survive his lane.
That will be his bread and butter for this matchup.
Ooh, Trashhooks nearly did an oopsie there. Doubling the minion instead of the enemy.
Okay. Calculated.
So, not only do they pick up the Redemption Herald for their bad play on the bot lane, but also do they have the advantage on the Drake spawn here if Jarvan would opt to go there, but so far he keeps sitting on the top lane.
Farm your jungle, man.
Yeah. You're behind, come on. But yeah, both junglers completing the jungle item already, but the advantage is going to be the extended and upgraded boots. Everybody's coming through here for the Hecarim. Interestingly enough, Trashok stays around here, even though he does not have any information whatsoever about the enemy jungler.
He's feeling very confident here, knowing that the Jarvan is on his back and the wave is shoving into him. He feels safe enough to handle Renekton's pressure and just wait for the wave to crash to him.
But question if they want to do this gank, because not only will they lose the Drake priority by showing that jungler top lane. Yeah, immediately Drake started here on the bot side. Another misstep by the jungler here, by the sides of TG Oathkeepers. Just giving away these objectives for free.
All Jarvan had to do was clear blue walk bot, but too much hovering is taking place, so this will be a free dragon for Evil Spirits.
And the scaling has begun. I mean, yes, he's gonna find here maybe a pick onto Papi, but this guy is actually flashing out of the Cataclysm, so a good cooldown traded. In the end, it is not enough. Taric trying to go aggressive. But Hecarim actually managed to sneak behind enemy lines. He's gonna be spotted in a second by the Jarvan here, who's gonna be walking into him, as well as the Syndra. So he's in a 2v1 scenario. He's gonna walk Syndra aggressively into his team, making Yusuf pick that one up first. Jarvan EQing with the flag and drag over the wall, staying safe. So only one kill traded for free.
Yeah. Evil Spirits saw it coming and the bot lane immediately react, and they're very prepared for the situation, picking up free kills.
Taric has to be careful here. He is sitting in that bush that's water, as well as having his ultimate available, but he's very low HP and the ultimate has some engage cooldown. There we go. We see the engage happening at the tower, as well as Renekton trying to go aggressive onto Hayam Natsu, but this guy is just going to get escorted out by Jarvan. In the meantime, Trashok is going to get some plating in the top side, but they will be losing the bot lane tower tier 1 in the other side of the map.
First blood tower going down. That's a lot of money in their pocket. Instant 800 gold increase.
Yes, already sitting at a comfortable 1.8 cooldown advantage in gold. As well as the Mountain Drake.
4k gold difference, actually. It's interesting to see.
Wait, what did I say? 8 point. What the fuck? Yeah, anyways, math, big boys. But yeah, Mountain Drake Soul, next thing coming up here. That's going to be interestingly enough. So they have only 2 days more to get before they can have that soul. Mountain Drake is not the best one, of course. The ultimate reducing, so the Soul Drake, the wind would have been better. But yeah, we see the actually attempt here of getting some plays, but this is awful rotation of the enemy bot lane, so they will be here to defend this. Yeah, and Taric does not give a damn. He's just gonna walk up 3 levels down to Trashok. He's just gonna walk up and kill.
Oh, it still got the charge.
I guess it gets the charge of 70 HP. Remember, Papi does not have a flash available, so he's gonna go down to the double ultimate Cataclysm and Syndra ultimate here coming down.
There's the long-awaited gank. Knowing that the Rumble Flash is down due to the last skirmish, it is basically a free kill waiting to happen with this Jarvan Syndra setup.
So Jarvan actually finally getting something done, but we see teleport coming down here. That's the Maokai walking in aggressively onto the Renekton. They're really trying hard here, but so is the Hecarim here to escort his friend, as well as in the top lane we see dive going on. They're diving really hard to get that kill onto the Lulu, making the Vayne 5-1 and being a really big threat.
This was a really inty thing from Oathkeepers right here. You see them forcing 2 fights in 2 separate lanes, so there was not really any communication or decisions for where to do what. So the Maokai TP will be placed in the bot lane, and the Taric.
Ooh, that was a nice condemn.
Vayne. Yeah, that was actually Poggers. Wait, I just said Poggers.
Poggers. But yeah, Syndra now.
So yeah,
just...
the Vayne Taric do end up coming out with their lives and some free kills added to it.
What am I watching? Syndra flashing over the wall. Greeted for the pink wards, giving away a position. Now has to expend flash in return. And yeah, overall, I agree with you. Maokai sending him to the bot lane was a weird, questionable action here. I would have loved to see him go to the top lane there with his teleport and make sure that that dive in the top lane is not coming through. I mean, all you want to do is protect the Kog'Maw, as well as having Syndra one-shot body. So yeah, questionable decision.
Well, ignoring the fact you called me Marcus, thanks for complimenting me. Yeah.
Resets coming through from the side of Evil Spirit in a comfortable position. 4-11 in kills, as well as 2 Drakes in their back. Overall, 4,000 gold leads. Comfortable enough, as well as the items coming through overall in every lane. So only Maokai right now and Lulu are the ones that have not completed a single item yet. And let's maybe have a look as the next Drake is about to spawn. We see that the advantage actually in the top lane is still in favor of Maokai, so still ahead by 600 gold. And the jungle, it's 2000 gold advantage for the Hecarim. As you see them actually going aggressive. Evil Spirit full engage onto the Lulu. Nice job on ultimate, but it's only going to delay the inevitable here, as well as the Rumble chunking the Hayam Natsu Kog'Maw. He's going to get stand up, and redemption comes through, but it's the redemption from Evil Spirit, so it's no saving grace. And now with last people standing here, they're cuddling into Tribush on the bottom side, as well as the Mountain Drake being started by Evil Spirit. And the ultimate is still available. She has still the potential of one-shotting somebody. She's not going to do so because not enough orbs stacked. That means the free Drake going over and the potential soul coming with the next Drake.
That's the second time that Luna was frontlining these fights. Very weird choices from Team Oathkeepers. Basically giving away not only the dragon, which they're going to have to give up either way, but they just throw away more kills in addition to the dragon they just lost.
Yep. They're also going to get the second Herald here. So once in a lifetime, TJ Diamond actually managed to pick up 2 Heralds on 2 different teams. That's a new one for us, as well as actually Hecarim having a beautiful game with 0 deaths so far. So the perfect game in his view. But of course, 600 gold shutdown worth on the Vayne, as well as 400 gold on himself. Therefore, some comeback potential here if they execute it perfectly, TJ Oathkeepers.
Yeah.
Ezzy boy, is it time?
Time for what?
Past your bedtime?
Ah, I suppose.
I suppose.
You know, I'm just tired of seeing Oathkeepers getting beat up again, so... Yeah, not much to go on from here.
Well, we will be seeing Oathkeepers having to face with a potential Herald play. So far it's sitting in the inventory of Hecarim. It's probably looking to drop it in the mid lane, as that's the last tier 1 standing. Ooh, good stun landing onto the Kog'Maw. Immediately the Vayne procced the ultimate. However, Hecarim backed off. Decided to spawn the Herald instead, and we might be seeing a team fight here as well as a dive coming through in the mid lane. Rumble, however, is not here for the rotation, so they're slowly backing off. They're just going to get the charge off, and that's going to be a tier 1 traded for the Heralds. Do you see comeback potential here, Daz?
Not anymore. Honestly, my expectations for a possible comeback from Oathkeepers was to trade the dragon for a herald and then look for something with that, but after that fight for the dragon, that's basically concluded any chances that Oathkeepers have to turn this game around. Unless Evil Spirits really hard int, I don't see any chance of them coming back.
Well, we see Maokai trying his damnedest here in the 1v3 scenario, as well as dodging the most possible skill shots, but it will not be enough. He will be taken down. And yeah, the steam engine here, Evil Spirit, just the train rolling over the enemy, not stopping for anything. Keeps pressuring. As well, you see Rumble in the top lane splitting. Obviously unable to be faced by anyone right now, since nobody has built magic resist. Besides maybe the Merc threats on Syndra, which I don't really consider. And that's a huge proc from the Vayne here. Level 10, she's gonna take a very low force to heal as well. And tumble away from the ultimate of Kog'Maw. The artillery shots. Yeah, artillery shots coming through here, but you saw that damage, the true damage on that third shot of the Vayne. Lulu nearly taken down.
Yeah, Vayne is starting to spike, especially with the Presti attack rune. It's very quick burst.
Now we might see an actual attempt to kill Papilas here, but he's gonna back off, smelling that there's something fishy, as well as his blue up spotting it. Interestingly enough, they're not going for a super high-paced game, even though they have the early game with the Hecarim and the Renekton. They know that they have the mid to late game as well with a Womble and a Vayne, so they're not scared enough to try and push and pressure all the time. We're taking it slow now. They're getting some resets in, knowing that in 50 seconds they can have the soul, and it's going to be one of the earliest souls we have seen in the TG Diamond League so far. Being picked up before 25 minutes.
Who is going to answer the Renekton split push? This is what's going on in Oathkeeper's head.
Yeah, they're sending 4 people to the bot side, of course. That's where the Drake is going to be spawning, but Trashhook's not on the same side, even though he has teleports. I believe he could just make that top side be a pushing lane and come down to the bot lane without expanding his teleport. This is why rotations are for. Now sitting at the comfortable 5.3k gold leads. Evil Spirit are looking to get a pick beforehand. That's why they're fighting for their vision so far. Clearing out enemy wards. The Drake has spawned. That was a slight misclick by the Taric there, proccing the redemption. He's gonna stun up the Lulu, and this might be an attempt to steal the Drake. They know that it's soul, so he has to go aggressive. He's gonna try to get it, and he's actually not gonna manage to do so. He's gonna trade his life, and with the jungler being dead, there's the immediate ping coming towards the Baron. Renekton even getting a recall in. Now it decides to stop it though. Just trying to probably answer this call on the top lane, but they send Rumble instead. Yeah, Trashhook's here at least getting the tier 2 and the top side, as well as flashing away from the Womble ultimate, but he's gonna stay on top of the Womble ultimate to proc his own ultimate, and that's gonna be his death already. Now there's 2 guys already dead for the size of TG Oathkeepers. We see the Lulu stepping up once again, frontlining, getting killed, as well as the Baron being taken at the same time, and Womble killing the Kog'Maw, meaning that there's only Syndra alive and Jarvan respawning.
Oh, this game is doomed.
Yeah, 4-19. This seems like the one-sided victory, and that's a flash forward actually onto the Syndra. She's gonna get the EQ combo back, but the godlike is coming to her. Yusuf making himself 8-1. Now very online. Double items on the Vayne. This is a scary looking Vayne. There you go, inhibitor taken as well. And Lulu once again just walking up to the enemy, not respecting that they're so far behind. She's gonna be taken down easily, as well as Trashhook's taking a lot of damage from the Vayne. You see, even though he opted into the full armor build, he is not able to survive the Vayne for more than 5 seconds in a team fight. At this point, I think it's actually a game. They just have to play it out perfectly without giving away too many kills. And that's a smite away actually from Resox here, making sure that Queen 911 does not get a single buff in his own jungle.
Yeah. So Team Evil Spirits don't need to rush anything. They're gonna wait for a more decisive way to end the game, especially with how ahead they are with the recently acquired Baron. The recall here is perfectly fine for them to make.
Damn. I did not expect to have such a clean and fast game coming here too. Soul pre-minute 25, as well
better
as
smite wins.
Yikes. As well as a really decisive jungle matchup actually. And I think that's what we have to point out the most. The proactivity of the Jarvan was not there in the beginning, even though he had the perfect buff to mid lane gank. They attempt with the Baron buff on the enemy team to make a last stand here at this auto tier 2, but the Kog'Maw is not even with them. He's gonna answer the Renekton in the top side. Not quite sure why they opt to split their main damage
As
threat.
soon as they see that Kog'Maw top,
They should full
Evil
engage on the
Spirits
bot
are
lane.
just going to unleash all of their might onto them. They're going to wait for that next wave. Mid lane is going to be pushed in, so Kog'Maw or Syndra here, I suppose, will have to answer that, and we just have 3 people here.
Yeah,
sitting...
full engage as he said. Rumble ultimate, Hacker ultimate already down. First guy dying as always, the Lulu. And now Trashrock's under a lot of pressure. He's gonna get taken down as well. Will they dive for the Jarvan? They see the Syndra coming along, so they back off. They're just gonna focus back onto the tier 2. That's a nice stun hitting the Syndra. This shall be her death for sure. She has no flash available. That's her going down as well. And that's already 3 members dead of the sides of TG Oathkeepers. This should be the finish. They have an open inhibitor in the mid lane. They can just walk the super minions in and finish the game.
Moving mid lane.
Yeah, as well as Natsu having a hard time facing off to the Renekton. He might get the outplay though. He's gonna get the shot, and I don't think it matters for the game, but it's a nice redemption kill here. As we see the last stance here of the Lulu and the Jarvan trying to defend whatever they can, but their base is in scrumbles. This is gonna be game number 1 falling, and therefore the tiebreaker going in favor of Evil Spirit. They're doing everything they can. The respawns are coming through. This might be still a team fight here. But there's just a huge gold advantage, and we see Vayne popping off there, doing so much damage, going legendary. Maybe getting it double kill. That's the shutdown coming too, but yeah, unstoppable as well for the Rumble. And with these guys falling, I believe with an open nexus, this will be the game.
10k gold difference, 0 dragons.
So we do see 6 to 28. They have some fun, play with their foods. But then they will be finishing this game. So yeah, 10k gold difference at 26 minutes. Soul completed.
Yeah,
That's just a complete stomp. Damn.
It just jumped the 12.
Interesting. Well, with that being said, I believe that's going to conclude our tiebreaker game. That was a fast one.
Oh.
Indeed, huh?
Just looking at the damage arena charts.
Is it even worth?
Kog'Maw
did do a lot of damage during teamfights. He tried his best, not gonna lie, but he was just too far behind. The Vayne got fed 4 kills early on, as well as him not having any person that is able to tank up the damage that was being put out by the Rumble and the Vayne. But yeah, overall, complete stomp in my opinion. And yeah, with that being said, we will be heading you guys the win. Whoever... Actually, we had a 50-50 split for the betting, so we're gonna pick winner is gonna be the red side that wins here. So congratulations on those people having bet on the red side. That's gonna be you, Des, and me, and some more people.
Yeah.
There we go. So Evil Spirit will be facing off into the playoffs, and maybe I'll give you a quick look to what our players will be looking like. So just hold on for a second. Then you will be seeing who exactly is going to face off who in the playoffs. Let me just give you a quick preview as soon as I can find it. There we go. Let me just there. So there's anything that you would have predicted going this way?
I mean, everything that happened was basically what I said at Champ Select. I mean, despite Evil Spirits here being outdrafted, too many mistakes do take place, which just allows Evil Spirits to just take the game into their hands, away from Oathkeepers, and just taking that 4th spot.
Yeah, 4th spot being taken here. So we have the playoffs layout ready for you guys.
I am surprised though with the mid lane on how it turned out. I was expecting it to be a lot harder for the Rumble. In the end, we only really saw like an 8 minion farm difference before Rumble started snowballing and beating the Syndra at her own game. So yeah, mid and jungle was where was that, and Evil Spirits won that fight and the game.
So here you can see what the next week gonna hold for you guys. Of course, we have the quarterfinals coming up, as well as the semifinals and the finals for the TG Diamond playoffs. But before that, we'll be having the TG Challenger Series coming to an end this weekend. So Friday and Saturday is the important dates to mark down. We'll be having the semi-finals as well as the finals coming your way, boys, so make sure to tune in for these. There's going to be one exciting best of 5 game in both scenarios. And yeah, so TG Diamond playoffs there, so you can see it on stream as well. So Circuit is facing off Washed Up Kids in the quarterfinals. Prosperity Esports going to face into the Overstorm lineup, as well as Evil Spirit having a fun game coming up. Need a name, definitely a clutch team, as well as Interstellar and Cirque Spark battling it out for the last quarterfinals. And then we'll be seeing semi-finals, and maybe in the next week, during the weekend, we'll be having the finals of these playoffs, and can congratulate the winners. So stay tuned for upcoming news. Make sure to follow us online, as you can see on the bottom right of your screen, all our social media. Make sure to join the community to be available for the latest news. And yeah, I believe that shall conclude for today. Anything else that chat has to be answered, I'll be looking over it in a second. I do not see any of you guys having any questions, so that's all good. Just having a nice little chat about the game. I'm happy to see you guys being so chatty today. Of course, welcome everybody that has followed today. Of course. And yeah, that shall conclude our game of today. So thanks so much for watching this little stream. Very small stream, of course, best of 1. Normally these things take a lot longer for our best of 3 series throughout the season. But yeah, TG Diamond League, the official group stage has been completed. We'll be seeing you guys next time for the playoff stage. That's J7 heading out here from Connecting Esports, as well as Deja X, wishing you a good night.
You stole the words out of my mouth, Jason.
As always, my friend. So with that being said, boys, see you guys next time, and tune in for the exciting upcoming games in the future.